Hi guys, I'm Kate.
And I'm Laura.
And today we're going to be doing like a little book club vlog for you guys.
On the first three chapters of Predictably Irrational.
So let's get started. Okay, so chapter 1 is called The Truth About Relativity, and I overall thought that this chapter was super interesting and the easiest to understand out of the three that we read. I found a quote and it's been stuck in my head since I read the chapters. So it says, we are always looking at things in relation to others, and in the book he specifically mentions it could be product to product, or like what our friends are doing compared to us, or even location has an impact on it. So I thought that was just super interesting to kind of like wrap my brain around.
Yeah, so in the book he explains the A, B, and A minus and how it affects the decision-making process. Normally, a third option is a combination of the first two options, and this influences a person's decision because they believe they are getting a deal. In the consumer's mind, it makes them believe that they are receiving something that is free. So,
I think they call this the decoy effect in there, and it reminds me of when I'm at my store, like back at home where I'm working. They give us like a specific discount, so I get like 40% off the merchandise, and it is a better deal relatively to what the customers are getting, consumers are getting. So it is more incentive, more attractive for me to purchase that at the time because I am relatively getting a better deal than other people.
So so the options may all be extremely similar, but we tend to purchase the most attractive of the three options that are given to us.
Chapter 1. Okay, moving on. Chapter 2, the fallacy of supply and demand.
So the concept hurting is assuming that something is good or bad on the basis of other people's visits or experiences with something. And so in my own life, I was asking around for recommendations for restaurants in Atchison, and I was told not to go to Young Dragon because someone had found a rat in their food. But I decided to go anyway, and I had a decent experience, but obviously it could have been better if I hadn't been predisposed to that experience.
Yeah, I thought that your experience with hurting was kind of similar to the point that he made about how first impressions are so important. He said this for price anchors, but I also think it could work for branding anchors. So when a price is anchored, like that's the thing that will determine how much you're willing to spend or how much you are willing to like repeat that activity for, be paid for. But for a brand, like that's the brand that is going to carry through people's minds no matter how much you change. So say like you have a really bad initial brand anchor, but your company continues to like get better and be more ethical and like be more environmentally friendly. It won't matter because that anchor image is still there. Like that's the thing that they're going to remember. So yeah, chapter 2. All right, finally, chapter 3, the cost of zero cost.
All right, so they talked a lot about the word free, and the word free is associated with the word easy because it requires no transactions. Free creates a mob mentality, and people lose all decision-making abilities. And this easy, free mentality creates, of course, the mob mentality that we were talking about. But for example, in my own experience, Oktoberfest of Benedictine, when people hear the word free t-shirts, they just go and it just creates a mob. And I was even pushed over for a free t-shirt, and that just like shows how big like the word free has, like impact it has on people.
Going off of that too, in the book, they mentioned that the decision-making process, when you hear the word free, you only think of the positives. It takes away the downside of any decision-making because you just don't feel that there is a downside. So an example that I thought of when I first read that was if you're going, like you're on a diet and you're going to the grocery store to like pick out good healthy foods, and then you see like the little crackers and cheese station that's for free, like free samples. You're just like, oh, like it's just a little cube of cheese. Like I'll just eat it. It's not going to be that big of a deal. But you didn't think about how it's breaking your diet and like creating the bad habits. And even though it's just cheese, it's not like a sugary treat. The same thing would apply. And that was basically chapter 3. So.
Right.
All right, hi Hi guys, I'm Kate.
And I'm Laura.
Welcome. We're going to be doing like a little I can't say it. We're going to be doing a Why do I keep saying that? We're going to be doing a book club vlog for you guys.
On the first 3 chapters of Predictably Irrational.
So, let's get started. Okay, moving on to chapter 2. Chapter 2 is called The Fallacy of Supply and Demand. You want to start? Stop! 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 Alright, finally, chapter 3, The Cost of Zero Cost.